Okay, so in question 3 and 4, we're looking at the gradient and y-intercept of some lines and the equation of that line. So the equation of the line should look like, I'll highlight this, y equals, then a number in front of x, so in this case 6, and then a number that's not in front of x, so the other number. So in this case it'll be the minus 4. Okay, so that's how it should look. That's how every equation should hopefully look. So the gradient is always just a number that's multiplying x. So it's the number that's before x. So the gradient in this case, because it's a 6, it's just 6. Alright, and the y-intercept is the number that's not multiplying x. It's the other number. So in this case, it's minus 4. Now make sure you include the sign. So you include that minus. So it's minus 4. Alright, let's look at question B. Question B, exactly the same, alright? So highlight. I'm going to highlight to make it clear. You don't have to highlight during the actual test. So again, it's quite similar. So let's have a look. Well, the number in front of x is 3, so that will be the gradient. The number that's not in front of x, the other number, is minus 4 again. So again, it'll just be minus 4. Again, remember to include the sign. Okay, let's look at C. Again, I'm going to highlight it for you. So that's the y equals. Then we have the number in front of x. Now note x is in a different position here, but it doesn't make a difference. Okay, so it's just the number that's in front of x. Again, include the sign, and that's the other number. So, what's the number in front of x? Well, the number in front of x is negative a half. So we just write negative 1/2 as the gradient. And the y-intercept is the other number. So it's this number here, and that's a 5. Alright, so these should be easy marks for you guys. Now, part D is a bit different. Note here the y is not on its own. So we're going to have to rearrange first before we can get it to look like this. So let's rearrange. First, we have to get rid of this 3x. Okay, so we do. Let me just rewrite it here so it's easier to see. Okay, so first we're going to get rid of the 3x because the 3x is being added to y. So in reverse BODMAS, that's the first that should go. So the opposite of 3x is minus 3x. And so we'll get minus 5y equals, that gets cancelled, 10 minus 3x. And then we have to divide both sides by negative 5 to get rid of this times negative 5. So both sides divided by negative 5. Now, it's this whole thing that gets divided by negative 5, so we can just write that as this, and that gets cancelled. So y equals 10 minus 3x divided by negative 5. Or, if we split this up, so we have 10 divided by negative 5, which is, so 10 divided by 5 is 2, and positive divided by negative is negative, so we have negative 2. And then we have negative 3 divided by negative 5, which is just becomes positive because a negative divided by negative is positive. 3 on 5 times x. And so now it looks exactly like the other ones. So we can highlight the y. Again, don't have to highlight during the actual test, but just so you know what it is now. The number in front of x, so it's this plus 3 and 5. And the other number, so the negative 2. And then we can just write our solution. So our solution, the gradient, is just the one in green, the one in front of x, so it's 3 divided by 5. And the y-intercept is negative 2. Now, I'll do question 4 as well right now. So this time we're going the other way. So all we have to do is write down the equation of the line with the gradient equals 3 and the y-intercept equals negative 2. Well, we said that all lines should look like y equals, so we write that down. And the gradient is the number in front of x. So we just write the gradient, whatever this is, so it's 3 to match the 3, and then we write an x, because that's what they look like, right? If the gradient was 3, we had 3x. So the gradient is 3, we have 3x. The y-intercept is negative 2. So we just write that at the end, and we're done. So that's the answer. Here, we do exactly the same thing. So again, we write y equals, we write down the gradient first, then we write an x, just like we did here, then we write the y-intercept. Now, because it's a 3, that's the same as a positive 3, so we write plus 3. And we're done. Okay, so if we go backwards, if we look at what's the gradient of this, well, the gradient is that number in front of 3, in front of x, sorry. So the number in front of x is 3.